Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Thank you for your patience. It's that time of the year, and we're going to go ahead and call our meeting to order and start. This afternoon, we're going to call on Chairman Blackman to present the rule substitute to House Resolution 1114. LC 339898S. Chairman Blackman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So as you said, it's LC 339898S, and I don't believe, Mr. Chairman, I have talked about a bill or a measure or measures more than I have this regarding property tax, whether it be members or constituents or local governing bodies, but this bill and this resolution is designed to provide much needed property tax relief for our homeowners. It reduces the taxable value from 40% down to 10%. It includes a disabled veteran homestead benefit. 100% disabled veteran gets 100% homestead exemption. It sets the framework for the sales tax that could be used to backfill the reduction in homeowner property tax, which would be a dollar for dollar property tax offset. And it establishes again, the grant fund to backfill local governments, and it notes that we would use proceeds dedicated from high-speed data centers as that exemption runs out in 2028. It preserves all existing exemptions, and again, I think it's been respectful of local governments, but is designed to help make the American dream of owning your own home every Georgian's dream. Be happy to try to answer any questions, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee.
You've heard this presentation. We have a question, Leader Hughley.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for your work on this piece. Talk to us about the impact on schools. I hear you talking about local governments, but what say the schools?
Have worked very, very closely with the schools, and I think that we have come up with a plan that rolls this 40% down to 10% over a 10-year time period and gives our local governments the opportunity to adjust year over year, and gives several opportunities in different ways to backfill those dollars, whether it be their choice to use local sales tax, whether it use growth, or whether they have to access perhaps the fund that's set up here. Thank you for the question. One
other question. On line 57, I'm looking at I believe the latest version of the constitutional amendment. It says the General Assembly may appropriate such amount each year for grants to local governments and school districts. What happens if we decide not to?
Well, again, this is the framework. The enabling legislation will drill down into how that is done, and it actually does provide for a 10-year dedicated fee for that very purpose.
Whip Park has a question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chairman Shaw, Chairman Blackman, do we have any independent analysis in terms of the fiscal impact this would have at the state and local level, just given all of the information that we've heard from so many different sources, and the potential harmful impacts it would have on school budgets as well as those of local governments, especially given that we've just received this latest iteration?
Well, I think the latest iteration, again, is coming from our local governments, and much of the analysis has been done at that level. I think we've obviously consulted with a number of experts, whether it be economists or CPAs or others, to kind of help verify, and we've encouraged local governments to share with us any of their numbers that they bring forward. If you look historically at the data, I think what is probably maybe most troubling is what we've seen in increases, and I think that is the study that is most enlightening, if you will, as to what the taxpayers have been paying over the last several years and what has been increasing in their bill as homeowners. And if you look at the some $6.4 billion increase from 2019 to 2024, or if you look at the $3.5 billion increase in the local sales tax, I think you see more than enough dollars over a period of time to give some homeowners some tax relief, much needed tax relief. Thank you for the question.
Just a follow-up, if I may. Just, you know, if I don't think I've received all of the materials that you may have received from ACCG or GMA. If there's something that you could share or make public so that we have a full understanding as to the impact of what we're voting on, that would be very helpful.
Representative Park, I would direct you to their website. They've made this public on kind of their splash page.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Chairman Newton has a question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And Chairman Blackman, thank you for this. Help me if I'm understanding right. This bill, in the newest iteration, allows the possibility for some homeowners to see their taxes go away completely in the next 2 or 3 years. Is that right? But others may take up to 10 years before.
Yeah, as you drill down into enabling legislation, in 2028, it does offer that direct relief using existing sales tax pennies, and you know, the possibility on cities for an additional, the components of the bill kind of get into that a little bit more, but it does provide that as many as 2/3 of all of our local governments could eliminate homestead property tax as early as 2028.
But if you don't mind, follow up. In the others, the homeowners could expect to see a gradual reduction instead of opening their bill and being shocked at how much it's gone up. The plan is that for it to go down, even if it takes 10 years, each year they'd see a reduction.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. You take, as we mentioned in committee yesterday, if you take that 40% of taxable value and you roll it down over 10 years by 3% and you get to 10%, you're going to have less and less property tax owed as a homeowner. And so the sales tax, if you were to implement that fix or that backfill, that it would cover more and more sales tax as we move over time.
Thank you. Thank you for your work.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Chairman.
Okay. I don't see any other questions. Do I hear a motion to approve the rule substitute to House Resolution 1114, that's LC 339898S? Move. Is there any opposition? It's approved. Okay. Now we're going to call on Chairman Blackman to present House Bill 1116, the rule substitute. That's LC 339896S.
Ready? Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. Similarly, without getting into too much more, I've just mentioned that this bill once again helps to provide much needed tax relief for our homeowners. It similarly takes the 40% of taxable value down to 10% over a 10-year period of time. It delineates, and there's I think about 15 pages related to the mechanics of the 3 pennies that can be used. That is an L host, an SL host, and M host, the first of which being a county-city split, the SL host being the school penny, and then also the M host, which would be available if cities chose to divide out from the counties. It all operates, other than the city, up under the same 5-cent cap that we currently have. You utilize the lost and floss provisions to move into that homestead arena, and as you reduce homestead property tax or backfill the roll down, you would move into other properties. We take the school reserve fund and we move it in this bill from 15% to 25%. We also provide for a 2-year study on the funding formula as it regards to our schools, and we enable exemptions to count towards the digest again for our schools, the local homestead exemptions as it pertains to their local fair share. And then we also get into the grant fund and the mechanics, where we take the high-speed data center funding and create an excise tax equal to the amount of sales tax that the state would otherwise receive as that particular exemption runs out. And it is, again, put aside for homeowner relief. Again, be happy to try to answer any questions. Much of this is language provided to us by our local governments. And again, we've continued to try to make adjustments in accordance with their requests. But that is, in short, the bill, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, you've heard the explanation of the bill. Do we have any questions for the chairman? You do have a question. Whip Park has a question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So just to clarify in my mind, the structure remains the same, in which we are eliminating property taxes that would be paid for by increased sales taxes. Is that correct?
Actually, you have two repurposed pennies. And again, if by referendum the cities choose to sort of bifurcate, then they could create an additional penny.
So how many additional taxes is the enabling legislation creating?
Additional taxes?
Yes.
It doesn't necessarily create any additional tax. All these are local pennies and local decisions.
So with respect to the on line 106, the 5% threshold, that's not increasing the current 9-cent cap, is that correct? Or are we increasing that amount?
No, it's a 5 cent and it excludes MARTA.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Don't see any other questions. Do I hear a motion to approve rule substitute to House Bill 1116, LC 339896S?
So moved.
Have a motion and a second. Is there any opposition? It's approved. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Chairman, members of the committee.
Okay. Let's set us a supplemental calendar for today. March 3rd, day 26, 2026, under structured rule, House Resolution 1114, LC 339898S. Have a motion and second. Is there any opposition? We have an objection. All those in favor of putting it on, say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. No. It's on. House Bill 1116, LC 339896S. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved and seconded. Is there any opposition? There is an objection. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. No. It's on. Thank you very much. As far as I know, our next rules meeting will be tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, and expect a good number of your friends and neighbors to be in here. We had about 40 or 50 bills come out yesterday, and I understand there's about 40 or 50 coming out today, so I think we'll have plenty to talk about. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for being flexible.